Today we're discussing education in a changing world. It's now well established that a quality education offers a child a vital leg up in life. But are we getting it right for those in the developing world? How do we ensure education quality and relevance? And should education be more geared towards finding employment?
In many developing countries, education systems still function as an elite system to sort out students instead of facilitating more in learning. It favors academic study over technical skills. It provides only one chance rather than second and multiple chances for learning. It is too formal to allow adults and the non-traditional students to get access to learning. In many developing countries, there is a mismatch between education and the labor market, with a large number of young people unemployed. At the same time, there are many positions unfilled because of lack of suitable candidates.
What I see as a practical type of vocational education is an education that is, the curriculum is learning by doing. Because that is one of the problems in the Solomon Islands, that we are having these vocational programs going on, either in secondary schools. We have like agriculture, industrial arts, business studies, but the way it is taught is not practical. We need a vocational education. If we need to respond to the changing needs of our society, it needs to be practical. And I've come across one particular model that is run in one of the rural training centers, that when the students are coming to the center, they were allocated a plot of land to farm that land, and they use their, the business skills as to how to manage that plot of land, and they sell their, the veggies in the market. Whatever income that they earn, the center will have to, open a bank account, and they keep putting in the profits. At the end of their 3 years, the principal will give them the passbook. This is your money. Go back to the village, and then you can start up something. In that way, you are able to put some meaning into what the students are learning. And when they go back to the village, they would be able to, start up something. Because the problem in the Solomon Islands is that those who are coming out of the rural training centers, even though they have those skills, when they go back to the rural areas, they don't see any prospect of earning a living, because there is not much going on in the rural areas in terms of economic activities. So as long we need to make our training more entrepreneurial in nature, despite whatever hardship they may come across when they finish, at least they would be able to start off something.
What sort of life skills learning would help them value their own place and country, and living and working without much cash perhaps, but what skills and knowledge do they need that will help to have pride in that and do that better? I hear a lot from my Pacific colleagues, for example, that they are saddened that the young people leave and go to the big, the urban centres, and they don't seem to value so much traditional knowledge or living out on the land. And so I think it's a challenge to ensure that we have an integrated learning, holistic, that's not just focused on a particular job, that looks at a whole range of things: pride in one's culture and language, social responsibility for being a good citizen and in a community. These sorts of attributes and skills. And currently there is tends to be a divorce between, you go to a vocational training centre and you learn about how to fix a motor on a motorboat. But what about, where's the place for learning about human rights? Where's the place about being a responsible citizen? So how can we make sure that there's a rounded education that gives people practical, employable skills where there's jobs, but also broader life skills that enable them to cope better, like critical analysis skills, problem solving, planting the idea that I can learn actively by myself. I don't necessarily have to wait and enrol in another course.
our traditional skills and knowledge is very, very important, and in most Pacific culture, they are vanishing. And I came across one, when I was doing one educational awareness, one elder in a village asked me, what do you mean by literacy? Because, you know, those of us who are living in the village, from a white man's perspective, you look at us, you say, we can read and write. But can you navigate an ocean-going boat using the stars? I said, no. I said, then you are illiterate. That speaks of how important our traditional knowledge are. We need to harness that, and we need to make sure that they also go along in line to whatever formal education we are providing in our schools.